as part of this group of videos on how to send messages, emails to your subscribers, the next thing we want to look at is broadcasts. Now, the difference between a autoresponder and a broadcast is the autoresponder is a sequence of timed messages that go to people that subscribe to that autoresponder. And a broadcast is a one-off message that you can send to one or more or all people who have subscribed to all of the autoresponders that you have. In order to send a broadcast, you obviously need to have contacts in your ARP Reach system. We haven't got that at the moment because this is a brand new installation, but I'll show you how to schedule a broadcast to everyone, assuming that you did have all contacts available to you. Now, there are other options which we'll cover in later videos, but for the purposes of this video we're going to assume that you have a database and you want to send a one-off message, a broadcast message, to all of the subscribers that you've got. So in the settings tab it will be all contacts. When to send, typically if you want to send immediately you would choose next run. You might want to schedule your message to go out, for example, tomorrow at midday. So you would click on schedule date and time, click in to the calendar date and select from the calendar the date that you want the message to go, and then also choose the time that you want it to be sent. So we'll assume that this is going out on Thursday the 18th at 3 o'clock. Again, we don't want to immediately approve this for sending, but we don't want to forget that it needs approving. That way we can create the message and send a test message to us just to make sure everything is okay. Now, the omit these contacts, the default settings are generally good enough for most people, but if you have any problems that you send emails to a large group and not everybody receives the emails, you might want to resend them. Familiarize yourself with these. By default with the settings, ARP Reach will not send a broadcast to contacts whose subscriptions are all cancelled. Now, to clarify on this, if a subscriber, a contact is subscribed to 3 autoresponders and they cancel one of them, they will still receive the message because they are still subscribed to 2 of the 3. By default with this setting, ARP Reach will not send a broadcast to any contact that has failed. So whenever there's a hard bounce or the person has sort of bounced for more than 3 times, if you're using that soft bounce facility, they'll be added to a do not send list and they won't get the message. Again, we would like to track the open rate, so click the tracking and reporting. The sender, you would keep that as normal. You can change this if you need, and the message is added in exactly the same way as with an autoresponder. So let me just paste in the lorem ipsum, show you again how you can bring up the shortcode tags that you want to use for personalisation. So I'll copy that, paste that in there, remove the square brackets. Anything after the first name that you put in, like you saw, default value will show up, so I prefer to have hi there if we don't have a first name. Certainly do not use the term friend, it will trigger spam triggers. In the HTML area, click on the toggle editor, paste in the message that you've got, and just as a point of interest, if you uncheck the toggle editor, those of you that are familiar with raw HTML can edit your HTML there. If you ever want to preview what the message will look like, click on preview, and the preview message will come up for you. The layout, this is where you can add your managed subscriptions link and an affiliate link for a one-off message. We'll uncheck the affiliate link, but we'll keep the manage subscriptions link in at this point. It's of interest to note that where you have different autoresponders, if you've created headers and footers for those, you can select any header and footer from any autoresponder that you've set up. Again, the attachments will be the same. We don't recommend you send attachments. And there's a sharing option there that when you've set up different social options will become available. We'll cover that in a different video. So let's just identify this by changing the subject line to refresh your memory. We've omitted the contacts, we've got the reporting, we know who this is going to and when to send, and it's still not approved for sending. We're going to save broadcast, and when the system has saved the message that you've put in and scheduled it, you'll then have the ability to preview the message if that's what you want to do, to see what it looks like here, both in text and HTML. And you'll also have the ability again to test the message by sending a version, and again we recommend the plain text HTML, the multi-part option, to send a test email so that you can look at what happens and how it looks. That's it for this video on sending broadcast messages. Thanks for watching.